Just sit down here. Hey, namaste. Today is Friday, September 4th, 2015. And so we begin with another day. Oh, I forgot. We didn't turn off the AC.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got, I think, the fan running there. So
We always have to turn off the AC or else it
gets really loud.
gets loud into the video. So we have done that. So anyway, namaste, and here we go, and we begin for the day.
And so we begin. Okay. So we got our first stone here, a linga. Well, the first thing I heard was masterpiece. So, not like a masterpiece, but no, it's funny because I'm laughing and this one's laughing.
Masterpiece.
I almost saw it like this big, amazing painting or something. Maybe that's true too, but masterpiece.
Peace. I think it's P-E-A-C-E,
yeah,
not
exactly.
P-I-E-C.
That's right. That's right. Anyway. So here's a masterpiece, though. Now, come on.
There we go. It's also a masterpiece.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll take that.
So he's a big, substantial guy.
Uh-huh.
He's about here. Kind of,
Big guy.
Yeah.
Substantial.
Yeah. Let's see, like a Buddha looking belly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's see. So, how can we help you today? He lives in Jaga. Maybe you can help me. Jagapur. Is there something kind of? I'm hearing
Jaipur.
Jaipur.
Maybe Jaipur.
Is it Jaipur? It sounds like that could be. I'm not totally getting a yes or no with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. But it sounds, it is India.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Okay, so anyway.
North or
It's
South
where he
India.
came from. I mean, he's not there now, but
yeah.
I can see him. He's done a lot of rituals by the Ganges and went into the Ganges and.
Oh, okay. It's a different place then.
Okay. And, I can see him sort of there by the Ghats and maybe taking some vows and things. I don't.
Okay.
So anyway, what questions do you have for us today? And I'm just hearing masterpiece. So is that where your consciousness is? Yes, and masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how can we help you today? Want to. He's saying want to be a knower of Brahman, but I'm wondering if he is masterpiece. Want to be a knower of Brahman.
Okay.
Is what he's saying. Maybe
he wants to be a knower of Brahman. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
So. Yeah, I think he can do the COS.
Okay.
And also the Kali.
Yeah, that sounds really perfect. That blend for him.
Yeah. COS and Kali.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think both of those would be good for him.
I'm feeling a little something with him, like no, something. I don't know, like he's getting a little riled about something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's getting a little riled.
Yeah.
Something about Kali.
Yeah.
He's getting riled.
Yeah, because Kali is standing on Shiva. And he's a worshiper of Shiva. So it's going to make him a little riled.
No, he's getting riled.
Yeah, because he doesn't understand what that energy is. That's the Kali,
okay.
Of course.
Okay,
yeah.
Boy.
Because he's thinking that Kali is disrespecting Shiva or something, and he doesn't understand those energies. And if he wants the peace, then he'll open to those energies. So anyway, we'll ask our our genuine Brahmin that has gone into realization to please come and speak with this one.
Okay, the one that is in the script, the page turner.
Our page turner.
Okay.
If he could come out of that for a moment, if he could come out of the absolute and could speak with this one for a second, that would be perfect.
Okay, I'm seeing those pages being turned, so he's coming. Just his way of saying he's available.
Okay.
So he's telling him, you let that all go. That's not, it's not like that, what you're thinking.
Right.
And the way you're behaving is going to hold this back from you, this light.
Right. He needs to go back into the yoni, back into the linga, and that yoni is representative of Shakti or Kali. And no matter how much he wants to disparage that, that's the truth of it.
Right. And the true knower of Brahman is here.
Yeah.
I can feel his energy kind of, more there. And the other one is still, it's like almost like his hair standing on end. He's just wild.
really upset. Yeah, that will really upset him. Yeah.
And the other one, knower of Brahman is there. His presence is there, and I can feel some light emanating from him. Could be in his discussion with him, with this one energy that's so riled.
Right.
And we'll see what happens. I am feeling a bit of a fire in this other one that's getting all
I'm
acting
sure.
up.
I'm sure. I'm sure. They can get quite nasty. Trust me, I've dealt with them before in India. Yeah. If you come for truth, then you have to listen to what is truth. Otherwise, why did you come? Did you come to get your ego fluffed up?
I am hearing the challenge with this one. I am hearing that with him.
Yeah.
And with that kind of energy, it's not going to.
It's not going to bode him well.
Or
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to settle down.
Right. I asked and you said you did not come to challenge. So if you did not come to challenge, then you need to sit and listen. And I'm giving you what's best to move you forward, whether you want to believe it or not. You're so stuck in your rigid patterns that you've missed what it is. And therefore you need this stronger energy to break through those patterns. Okay? So you're not going to get it by continuing the method you've done. It hasn't worked yet.
And what I'm feeling now is just, like I say, the knower of Brahman, all this light, flowing. There's a force flowing into this, if he does it indeed accept it.
He needs to open and accept it.
Yeah, because it's there.
Yeah, because there is one that was a page turner that was, again, that has entered realization, and he is there, and he was from India, and, if you don't want to hear it from me, you can hear it from him. He will tell you that I know what I'm talking about.
And he is, with his energy, transmitting that of, be still, be quiet, open up your heart, this is for your good and what is being said, and these lessons can be very hard and, rock your world, but, stay open, because all of us have come in with this mistaken knowledge until it gets burned away, and he's pretty solid with his convictions, this is a tough.
Well, he can stay in his convictions, but it hasn't got him to realization. So either he can understand that or not. Nobody forcing him to change. He came here. I did not come to him. He came to me. But you don't come to a teacher for aid and then act like this. You should know that.
Should know better, yeah.
Yeah, you should know better.
Know better. Why come?
Why come if
Yeah.
you don't want the truth?
Yeah. Let me check in with him then and see where he's. Yeah, I'm hearing no, he's not open.
Yeah, then you can go on your way.
Yeah, I think that's best right now for him.
Then you can go on your way.
Yeah.
You can continue to sit there and do Shiva mantras forever and not understand the truth of what you're doing. I'm giving you a way to go into that linga to understand what it is and what it's not.
I'm feeling a challenging energy in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's show you this. Okay. You don't like Kali?
You're going to be right there. Definitely quiet. What you coming?
So what's happening with our little friend now?
Hearing burning to ashes.
Mm-hmm.
He was scared in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing burning to ashes.
Mm-hmm. It's the best thing that can happen to him. Burn away all that rubbish that he thinks he has.
It's interesting. There's some ashes and then different manifestations in a fire kind of coming.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful manifestations, actually, of, spiritual.
And this is what Kali does, comes in and cuts the heads of demon minds so that one can be liberated. You ask for liberation, you want to know.
There's not much else coming right now. I'm just seeing that from the ashes, these beautiful manifestations, and reminds me a little of your one picture you have with the fire, the images coming up. It's saying, singed my heart.
It singed your heart. Now are you ready to listen?
Forever at your feet.
Here we go.
So, forever at your feet, divine.
Okay. So
Please.
now,
Yeah.
So now if our page turner could give him the Kali mantras and also the COS.
Those are right there for him.
Okay.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Right there. So.
And now you can understand what it is and what it's not. So we will leave him over here to process for a day, and we will check with him tomorrow and see what he's learned.
Yes. You want me to just leave the link there, or did you?
Yeah, because I want him to come
Keep
back
in
into
that,
it tomorrow. Sure. I want him to come back out into that tomorrow.
Maybe I'll put him on the second shelf.
Put him up on the second shelf instead of there.
Okay, sounds good. That sounds good.
So that he can just stay in there and we'll work with that. We'll check with him tomorrow.
Plus he's by all the energies
or
there.
Monday, because it's Friday, whichever.
Works. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Okay. I'm moving right along.
All in a day's work, what can we say? Okay, so we're next in line.
That's what's called having compassion on him.
Yeah,
We could have
yeah.
sent him away and left him stay there for millenniums.
Which we have for some. We have sent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that
but
one,
for him, I just felt like
Sure.
it was just the right thing to do to help break through
and
that.
each one is different.
Yeah.
Each one is different. You just have a knowing there that comes at the time, you know. So we've got this rock next. Right away, this particular energy says, wow, that was amazing. And they're happy that transformation or whatever took place.
Yeah, we're happy for him as well. We just want the best for all that come, absolutely. Even if they come in like he wanted to come in a challenging way.
Yeah.
You know, he did come honestly to
He did.
begin with. He just
Okay.
didn't like what was heard.
That's what it was. Something
Knee-jerk-
shifted and really pushed his
Knee-jerk
button.
reaction,
Pushed his
yes.
button. That
Knee-jerk,
collie.
yeah, that can happen.
Collie will do that.
Exactly.
Really do. So that, when I felt that substance there, I was familiar with that kind of energy. But
Right.
you know, everyone is different, and we have more help too now, which is wonderful. So,
Exactly.
okay, so we'll move on and do this next one. So right away, I hear beginning shift.
Mhm.
Negating. I think that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, negating things
Right.
within themselves.
Right. Not this, not this, not this, not this.
Exactly. So what questions do you have for us today? If you could talk more about this negating process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they want to continue in the negating process.
I think they're open. I think they just
Okay.
want to know
More what it is and what it's
Mhm.
not.
Mhm.
Yeah. The negating process is looking at the ego self, the identity you've taken yourself to be, and looking to dispel what it's not. If you look at it, then you can deconstruct it with it's not this, it's not this, it's not that. He can also open himself up to doing the I am that I am with the eyes closed and the own that I am. And that will help to also bring expansion. And then, you know, when he sees that expansion and that starting to move, then he can look more at that ego self and say, not this, not this, not this.
Right, because I think a little bit too that my sense is that, you know, if you don't have some of that, it can just get really kind of a mental
Right.
thing, and to have that is to open the heart too would
Right.
be the
Right.
practices.
So we need to also open the heart with
Yeah.
that and not just stay in an intellectual, you know, stay
On
up
that
here in an
level.
intellectual mode. Right. He needs to have
Exactly.
heart and head. You need to have that balance. So
Exactly, and I think that's partly what what he was feeling like was needed.
Yeah.
Because you can just keep spinning on that, you know?
Right. Right.
So he's saying this is good. Thank you so much. This is really what I didn't quite know, but I just felt like that may have been getting kind of stuck there.
You'll see where those thoughts and those energies and those ideations are not in alignment with that expansion. So not this, not this, not this.
So I kind of see the contrast there. Yeah.
Right.
That's what you're saying. Sure.
Right.
And I'm feeling again some light in the heart, like you know, that has just radiating some light, which wasn't there more in the beginning. I think he was kind of enclosed in more the intellect of, you know, of the negation.
Right.
This is good.
Yeah. So thank
Great.
you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Many blessings on your journey.
Yep. Always. Okay. Next, we got another pretty heart. These are always nice. You know, right away I'm hearing Satan rules.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We in the ego, huh? Little bit in the ego?
Shatter my ego, he's asking.
Mm-hmm.
This energy.
Mm-hmm.
Shatter my ego.
Right. Satan doesn't rule. Satan may rule your mind, and Satan is nothing more than that mental spin that's gone off and away from the light. It has no substance.
So I'm hearing some of that energy dissipate, like just kind of Satan,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like it's drifting.
Yeah.
As you're speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, it has no light within it. And without light, it has really no substance. It's a shadow.
You know, and as I'm feeling this, I think with this energy, it was saying they're in a really dark
Mm-hmm.
place, I feel. You know, because
Right.
I'm seeing this shattering, some light bursting through, you know, almost
Right.
like in a pleading way.
So yeah, they came for help.
Yeah.
They came for help.
There you go.
And they don't know. But I at this time, really, we need to have Christ come in and shatter that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get behind me, Satan. And you need to say within yourself, get behind me, Satan, that I'm not going to go into those temptations and those things that have ruled my life. I'm ready to lay those down and find the truth of God and the light of God. Because he said he would bow to the light of God. So now is your chance to bow to the light of God. May Christ come in and show him that Christ energy and that light. And that acceptance in the fallacy of Satan. So while you're waiting, then we'll go ahead and Satan was originally, if people remember, and maybe some here don't know, so I'll just say it briefly. Satan was one of the heavenly angels and was there at the head of the music. And he fell. He fell because he went into ego. And he wanted all the glory to himself. He did not want to give any glory to God. And so that's what created what is known as Satan. But originally, Satan came from light. And again, his skewed mentality took him away from that light and into ego. And that separation, that feeling of separation. Yeah. So that's what is the allegory of what Satan is. It's that mental mind spin that makes you feel as if you are separated from God, but you can never be separated from God. And to come back into that harmony with God, all you have to do is let go of that and understand that you are a child of God. Mm-hmm.
You know, and again, thankfully that image of Christ is there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's mercy there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that light is being thrown on this energy that is at Christ's feet.
Yeah.
And again, this is grace, you know, for
Yeah.
this kind of thing, but to see this darkness dissipate so quickly, you can see that it really does not have any
It has no hold.
reality.
It has no hold or reality. If it were as what people thought it was, they wouldn't be able to get out of it. But it's not.
Exactly.
It's not. It's the mental spin is what it is, and the ego. Satanists are all about ego, just doing whatever they want and thinking they're supreme, and their ego can do whatever they want.
Their will kind of thing
Their
over
will.
the divine
Their
will.
And exactly, that's exactly what Satan is. Yeah. It's the height of egotistical.
The height, and that's a good way to put it, because there are, you know, there's ego, then there's this height thing. You know,
The height of ego, which is just, you know.
Another
yeah.
end of the spectrum of it.
Yeah. Those on the path to God say, not my will, but thine be done. And they say it's only my will.
There you go. And that's the absolute difference. They're
There's
the center
an absolute,
of the
right.
universe.
They're the center. They think they're the center of the universe.
Thinks they are. think they are. And again, it's an energy that doesn't have substance.
It's an energy, exactly. It's an energy, and once you understand those energies, you see that that has no substance, that it has been pulled away from the light, which gives it meaning. So if you are within that light that gave this meaning and gives it life, then which is stronger, the illusion or the light?
The source.
Yeah.
Come on. So.
The light. The light is always stronger than the illusion.
And wins out, you know. You just got to open your heart, too. And this one, I think, was just suffering badly. And,
yeah. He thought, I'm sure he was being driven and did not do great things in life, and then said he must be under the control of Satan, and thought he could not get out. Mistaken
notion.
Idea.
Yeah.
And so he's kept himself in basically a hell realm.
Like a
for
sinner,
no reason.
You know,
right.
Yeah,
I'm a sinner, and I've gone against God, and therefore I must be his, but he's really not. If he really were that, he would not be here for the light and for the truth.
And it did come to him. This one is at Christ's feet, and I just see, like I say, that mercy is bowing low, and he's held there right now, and by his own choice. But I mean, I don't mean it,
right.
in a good way. I mean, it's just that connection there.
Right.
And it was there, and I can feel that there, and light.
Yeah.
And there's still this, I guess around the edges, there's, the darkness but not in that light, not in that.
Right. So, right. It's just the residual of things that need to be released.
That's right.
That's all. And if he opens his heart totally and lets go of that fabrications and sees that that was not the truth, then it will dissipate very fast and very, very quickly, immediately.
And that's the thing, it can. And I think sometimes people think they gotta wait forever, or wait and do all this work good. It really just takes an opening, and things can change very quickly.
Immediately.
Not immediate.
Immediate. Can be an immediate
100%.
Change.
That's the way it is. Your life can change just like that. And, and obviously for this, the way this energy came in and the way it's feeling now, come on, it's so
between night and day.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing, and he's quite fine there. So.
Yeah. So we thank him. Amen. And may you go forward. Yeah.
Okay. Another mistaken notion dispelled.
A mistaken notion.
That's what we do here, right? Okay.
That's what we said yesterday. We're just the tow trucks of the spiritual realm. You get in a rut, we come hook you up and pull you out, and then you're on your way again.
I was just, every time she says that, I see us in a tow truck with both of our maybe pink caps. That's what I'm saying, pink. But we need to get a logo on there, and some kind of artwork. I don't know. It's just funny.
And that's it. We just
spinning wheels, but finally, boy, and once they're out, they're on their way. Okay. Anyway. All right, we're going to move on to this next energy that's been waiting patiently. They're laughing, too, at the tow truck thing. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's really high calling. Tow truck drivers.
Yeah. I don't, they don't have many ads out for that kind of
that's
work,
true.
though, so we had to fill it, because, what can you do? Someone's got to do it. Anyway. All right, so this energy, let's see here.
We're kind of garbage collectors, too.
Yeah.
Take out the trash.
Totally. Dump it, and, Yeah, it's that kind of work. It's that kind of work, so. Okay. So this one right away, I'm getting pine trees.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I see a lot of pine trees, and it smells good. Okay, so how can we help you today? So it sounds like they do just want to give blessings of love, light, and harmony, and to also spread that scent of pine.
Oh, wonderful.
And I can smell it. I can feel it and smell it. It is a beautiful...
I love pine. the smell of pine, the fragrance of it is wonderful. So it's wonderful.
Let me make sure if that's it.
And we'll take that too. It's always nice to have someone come and just.
I think it's more of a sprinkling of blessing for this particular soul. See if they need. I am hearing a little COS, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, you may have COS, absolutely.
They don't want to leave with. They're saying thank you, Siddhananda, for saying that. So. Thank you. You almost didn't, and I'm so glad you did. That's what they're saying. Because it was kind of back there, and
kind of. I don't want to ask.
Yeah.
I just wanna,
And then they're giving more freshness and sense, like saying of a thank you to them. So.
Okay, thank you. Oh, and by the way.
I know, and I kind of was going to,
As long as I'm here.
Exactly. And the way I usually see the C, I can see it imprinted in my mind. COS. How simple is that?
It's pretty easy there.
Pretty easy. This isn't rocket science, to say, I see a pine tree and the COS and hearing love, light, and harmony blessings. That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
This isn't a complicated thing. It takes, all this focus, and it is there. So, okay. Okay, back in the tow truck. No, we'll see it. I'm gearing up to go to the next round here. All right. Okay, I came in as an energy of love to I guess they want a distinction between, let me ask if this is correct before They want a distinction between more the individual kind of love and the pure love. And how that, I think, also can be, how they can just live with pure, the pure love, or what happens to that individual love, like love for family, love for God, love for...
It still remains. Yeah. It just becomes absorbed in it, it becomes absorbed, but it's not really that separate. But what happens is you start losing that, as one goes further, they lose that individuality, feeling of separation between anything. So it's just love.
It just remains that.
It just remains that. Yeah.
I'm hearing without revolving.
Yeah, it's
thoughts or emotions.
Right.
Things go.
Right. The mind stills, and one just remains in that state of non-duality and is. Yeah, the eyes register duality. You see duality through the eyes, and you see the various forms, but one is no longer in the illusion of everything is separate.
I hear a little bit with this being, is that sad though? I mean, would you stop
No, it's
loving
not sad.
someone that you
Absolutely
care
not.
about?
No. No, one gets to realization and goes back into the world and enjoys it for what it is. Yeah, nothing's lost. Nothing's lost.
No, let me let that kind of... Right away I felt, whatever I felt like, this one was conveying, I felt that went away. It just kind of something really dissolved there. Yeah, I really let go. It was very nice.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Not saying too much.
Yeah, no, I think that's all they needed. They just, they're going to sit with that and then let that expansion of love.
That's all that they
let
really
that expansion of
for.
love come instead of that contraction of ideation about it. Yeah.
Perfect way to put it.
Yeah. So thank you for coming.
Okay. What's next in store here? Take away my suffering. I'm seeing an image of a cross, someone carrying that cross
Okay.
up a hill. I mean,
Yeah.
they really worked hard.
So a tough one.
Yeah. They're really struggling with that. What should we explore a little more here?
In what time were they in incarnation?
Gosh, and for some reason I hear Time of Christ or something, Palestine.
Yeah, they could have
been
been
in that era again of a very hard time.
very hard. Yeah, it could have been a follower of Christ that had gone through a actual crucifixion.
Yeah, it's someone
at that time.
I am again hearing Time of Christ and things.
Yeah. Did you go through a crucifixion as well?
I think they watched them.
They watched it, but
like
they didn't have to.
I don't know
They
Christ,
didn't.
but a lot of them have seen those. They've watched them, and I'm hearing not themselves.
Okay.
But they observed that quite a bit. I mean, I think
They're fortunate.
they're
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that were crucified. There were a number of followers of Christ that were crucified as well. Yeah.
It wasn't just Christ. I mean,
No, it wasn't just Christ. There were many that went through crucifixion as well.
Think about someone upside down.
Right, Peter.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the
See an image of
one of the apostles. One of the apostles said, "I'm below Christ. Therefore, do not crucify me like the Christ. I'm not worthy." And he has to be crucified hanging upside down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was a hard.
So he saw that
witnessing.
one. He saw that one
He's
crucified.
saying yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, it was one of the apostles. It was either Peter or Paul. I don't remember which it was, Peter or Paul, but one of them had said that, I'm unworthy to be crucified like my Lord, therefore crucify me upside down because I'm unworthy. Yeah.
But I can see wounds on him, almost like he's carrying
Right,
those
but
wounds
he's
on
taking
himself,
that wound.
even in his hands and his
Right.
heart. Like a big,
And this has happened. This is why some of them develop the wounds of Christ. There have been those that develop what's called the stigmata, and they will actually bleed from the wounds because there is such an identification with the suffering and taking on the suffering.
There you go.
But there is no need to take on the suffering of
I am
others.
seeing him bleeding on his hands and in his heart.
People do take that
his
stigma.
eyes even.
Yeah, they take on that true suffering. Yeah, but there's no need to take on that suffering. It does nothing to aid Christ. It does nothing to aid you.
Sure.
It does nothing to aid humanity. So you are suffering needlessly. So I ask now that, again, Christ come to this individual and show him the reality of that he should only focus on not the suffering, but on the risen aspect. Yeah, everyone has to face their own crucifixion of sorts, but then, don't stay in that crucifixion. You need to move on to the resurrection, and that's the message.
Leaving that part out.
Exactly. You need to go forward into the resurrection, and that's the beauty of it. The flower of it.
Perfect.
Yeah, to show that no matter what it is, it's eternal. Life is eternal. There is no death. It is eternal.
Like you said, what purpose, how is this benefiting the
It's
soul
not
or
benefiting
anyone?
any. No, it's not benefiting any.
Boy, I saw a big image of Christ with the thorns and the blood, and but then I'm going to just, Christ coming in now. Yeah.
To dispel that, to show him the resurrection. What he needs to see is the
there.
resurrection.
And then Christ is kind of there, like coming forward from that. It's like that is like a shadowy thing.
Right.
It's kind of, and then the Christ coming in with his arms and the light.
Right.
And that image of, the tears and the blood and the thorns are fading.
It's fading, and what will come forward is the reality, not his skewed interpretation of it and his holding.
That's it. And what I can feel from that is just the love and compassion that was there, like within Christ. Nothing like, even what you're seeing almost, there was suffering, but there was that such love and compassion beyond belief. And that has rose into this this rebirth of this
Yeah.
soul, just so pure, untouched by any of that.
Right, right. He's been totally untouched, and that's his message. You're not touched by any of this, and that, that he went to the Father. I've gone to the Father that sent me, and these things you will do and even greater, for I go to the Father that sent me.
See, and that's the message that
Exactly.
not getting stuck in the other. That's not
But
it.
he was not the only one that came. He came to show the way. I came to show the way. Not what people have taken. I am the only way. That's not what he was saying. I came to show the way. Therefore, follow me. Do what I do. Do the things that I do. For I've come to show you. If he were the only way, he wouldn't say do the things that I do. He wouldn't say that. But he said, you come follow me. Do the things that I do. Learn from me. Basically is what he was saying.
Why would he
Learn
say
from
it's
me.
in you?
Right.
You move out of this.
Right.
It's what it is. Whole thing's about.
Right.
So I hear this soul saying, or at least the feeling of there is no death. So however that's being transmitted.
Right. There is no death.
And you, again, the same thing. If your body may be touched, but your spirit, no.
Right. Your spirit is never touched.
And it's really a beautiful image of that intermingling of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, the thorns and just a full face and figure, but with Christ there, just with those arms. I mean, it's not, that's the heart of it. That's just the beam of light from the heart. So that's really a powerful. Ooh. And then the cross, I see that a little bit.
Yeah, it's time to let go of the cross. It's time to, to move into that fullness now. It's time to, you've carried the image of that cross for so long, and it's time to release it and just go into the arms of Christ and the celebration now. Time for the celebration.
It's definitely getting quieter and less images, just more a feeling of, that peace and more just a light kind of shining versus those any of that imagery.
Right.
And it's better.
Yes.
It's still a little there. I mean, it's fading.
Yeah, he just has to accept the heart of Christ and let it be within him in that same light.
And it really turned more just an energy of spirit versus any of that. Even, it just is that untouched spirit.
Right.
Very nice.
So thank you for coming.
Ooh, always a good lesson, that one. In there. Yeah. The ones that are holding on to that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Torturing themselves.
Exactly. You torture yourself, and it's so strong. It's so imprinted on you that you will actually develop the wounds and bleed. Yeah.
That energy did.
Oh, yeah.
Very realistic.
Many have. Padre Pio also had that. Padre Pio had that stigmata. And they've identified so much with the suffering Christ rather than the risen Christ that they develop actual stigmata.
And you see that with people with all their imagery of the cross and the suffering bit of it. Not to say that imagery is bad, but that's where they're connecting their energies. And,
right.
Look at you're leaving out the other.
Right. And so I'm sure people will see that I'm wearing the cross with the Christ on it. And not to say that you have to, remain in suffering, but one has to understand everyone goes through and bears their own cross at some point in time to some degree, and you have to be willing to lay yourself down in that cross. You have to be willing to sacrifice yourself into God, but there's no loss. There's no loss in that.
So if anything, the cross like that can be a message of that.
Exactly, and that's what it is. It is, you go through your own type of a crucifixion, but then there's the risen. There's the risen after that. Then one rises at that point. But you can't just go in and say, I'm not going to, I don't want to go through that. I just, exactly. It's part of it. Everyone has to face their own journey. And it's like I said, when Christ came, he had all the temptations and went through, and he showed us the path that one walks. He was a great light as a teacher to show the path that one walks and the journey that one has to take. So that's all I'll say. This is say, be willing to take the journey and know at the end there is the resurrection and the rebirth.
Oh, exactly. I mean, there is, certain message there, but it's not to stay stuck there.
Exactly. Don't stay stuck in the suffering.
Yeah. I mean, you do it to yourself.
So maybe that's why we have some, because I am wearing the cross with it. So maybe that's drawing a few.
Being a good thing,
and so it's okay. It's a good thing.
It's being a really good message, very important message. So, okay.
So onward.
I got a little screen here.
Yeah, it's still showing.
Yeah. Okay, another little one here. I never meant to be bad.
Okay, well that's good. So if you've never meant to be bad, then you can let go of that. Forgive yourself and learn from it. Use it as a left-handed blessing that you learn not to do that again.
So I'm not bad, they're asking.
No. You've made bad choices. But that which is the lighted being is always pure, therefore, but you cannot continue to make those kind of choices because you will keep yourself in mental turmoil and suffering. Yeah. So just be willing to let go of those choices and change them from bad to the light, to the good.
So he's absorbing that, she.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of okay. Yeah. I don't have to feel bad about all these things or whatever.
No, you'll get a choice through karma to make up for it. Okay? So just be willing for a rebirth, for a new birth into a new corporeal form, and be willing to make amends for your actions.
Okay, so they're open to that. I think that is good.
Yeah, when you come back in again, then you can right the wrongs that you did and stand up for the truth against that. Yeah. And you get another chance to balance the scales.
Yeah. And I think that's enough for this soul, and that's fine.
Yeah,
they can shed some of that, and
they can shed some of that,
start getting a fresh adventure.
Get ready for a new adventure. Yeah,
that's really all they needed was kind of permission for that.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Sometimes it takes so little, and other times it's
you have to give yourself permission to.
That's
sometimes,
it.
And if you give yourself permission, and then you can go ahead and move forward.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just permission to let go.
Permission to let go fresh, and to start fresh and know that you have another chance. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Absolutely. So, okay. So, our other little guy here. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing influenced by so many things.
Okay.
So, ask what kind of things are you influenced by?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing an image of the chakras.
Okay.
I'm saying I asked him if he's focusing on the chakras. He said he was. She.
Okay.
I can see the whole scale of the chakras. And maybe it feels like at least that he's focusing, this energy is particularly focused on more the lower chakras.
Ah, okay.
Is that correct? Maybe here, or,
And why would you focus on the lower chakras?
Good question.
For what reason are you doing that? Pray tell.
Stop it. No, just kidding. Because ego, I don't know, huh? Driven by desires.
Mm-hmm.
Driven by desires.
Okay, and that's helped you how?
To feed my desires and cravings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you willing to let go of those yet?
Yes.
Okay.
He's had his fill there, he, she.
Yeah.
That's what he feels like he's done. I don't think it was necessarily a practice, but maybe it's his way of saying that's the way
he's been run by his desires and stuff rather than
cravings
the pure light, and ask instead then for the pure light of wisdom rather than seeking the pleasures of the form. This is not to say that if you seek the true light of wisdom that you won't have pleasures. I guarantee they're better pleasures than you had before.
Saying thank you for telling me that.
Yeah. And understand you don't focus on chakras. They are just levels and layers of consciousness that one passes through. That's the indication of what it is.
So they're not... saying, so that's not like has to do with, I guess, yourself so much.
It has to do with, in a way, it goes through the levels and layers of consciousness and ideals and ideations, and one passes through each level and layer and gets a chance to dispel them, to see them, to encounter them, and to let go of them.
Okay. And so now as you're speaking, I do hear more of a balancing, a fluctuation between, lower and getting higher.
Yeah.
Aiming higher, which is nice.
That's good. We're making progress.
It's a good thing. Aim higher. He's laughing. I want to aim higher.
Aim, yeah.
Get past those base.
Yeah, let's get past the base primal stuff and
come into spirit more, and that's what this energy is wanting to come more to the heart. And okay, so that's more focus on the heart then. And
yeah, focus more on the heart. Exactly.
It's like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
That's nice to be out of that kind of turmoil.
Yeah, so he could do the Om that I am, the I am that I am, just Om the sound of the universe, and connect with the sound of the universe.
And I see an Om in my heart, so it's his way of saying, he's getting that energy into his heart. And he's ready to be quieter, and
it's a good place to start.
Yeah, so I think that's good.
Yeah, so we will let him proceed from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why are you doing that? Sometimes just that question, it kind of rattles people. Yeah, why am I doing that? It's stupid. No. But sometimes people have to get their fill of something before they're ready to move on.
Exactly.
So, that's part of a process.
Exactly. Sometimes people have to fall and hit rock bottom before they're ready to move forward. And the harder way of doing it, but sometimes that's the case.
Right. And so, she made that shift pretty well, and I think they really were tired of that, being in that kind of energy. So, right. Got a little heart here, pretty... a special heart.
It's very pretty.
Saying I am special. Aren't we all? Anyway.
They say that, and it just reminds me of that Saturday Night Live skit with the church lady.
Oh,
well, isn't that special?
That was a funny skit. That's just not the same as it used to be, that show.
No,
anyway.
No.
So. see a woman holding a urn or something, pouring water.
Okay.
It's a beautiful image, kind of. What is that era that you see those kinds of images?
Oh, Grecian or something like Grecian,
that's
maybe.
Exactly it. Kind of pouring. There's a feeling of that, and motherly, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so what do you have?
Yeah, Grecian or also like Pompeii, that type of thing. That area.
I don't think I think they're saying they just like that type
Oh,
of
they
imagery.
just like that image. Okay, well that's fine too.
Yeah.
So, is there something we can help you with? For what reason did you come today?
I think the water is a way of conveying too that, they want to go into merging, like into the stream that's flowing towards the ocean. Like that's the image of that water being poured out of that urn.
Right.
And so we'll see a little more about maybe what their practices have been.
Right.
And I immediately see someone sitting in a, with a lotus meditative position.
Okay.
I see them, so maybe they've chanted Om or something. Not really a guide, though. More like angelic or their own guides, asking angels, asking
Right, and learning
guides,
maybe more from nature, etc., that type of thing.
Right, just getting their own, I guess, sort of carving their own way, but they do feel like they've had their own inner guides or angels they've looked to, but now, it sounds like they really want to dissolve into that flow that moves towards the 1, 0.
Right. So I would say that for this one, maybe the COS would be a good place to start that. They've already done the Om.
And it's funny because I see the flowing water, then the COS written on it as it's flowing.
Yeah.
I just see these images with the COS, which is kind of fun. So they're receiving that. Quite happy with that. So,
Thank you. Our other dark stone today.
You've got another dark stone, and we'll see. Yeah, the other ones were light aside from the other one that's ashes and burning. Now we'll see what happens with this one. Oh, okay, ashes. Okay, so there's the one that definitely is darker, kind of a green.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Yeah,
I've seen that one before.
I think this one is more like a. I think this is a bloodstone.
Okay, wow, I really like that one. I'm getting a lot of stillness from this stone.
Maybe they're more absorbed into the void a little bit. Or right on the potential of it. Like I can see the kundalini's going up and balancing out.
I was seeing some swirling too. That's funny because I was going to say
kundalini. That's the kundalini going up, and it'll go up, and then it'll go like this.
Oh, you picked up because I was like seeing swirls.
Yeah. It's kundalini. That's the way the kundalini energy. It goes up, and then it just starts balancing, and then it just like this, and then goes into that.
And that's there, and it's a good thing.
It's somebody who's done a lot of the kundalini path.
Right. I did hear a little bit knowledge. That's all I heard.
So at this point, I want them just to do on the altar of truth. I lay myself and totally surrender, so they can go into the void, and they will have all the knowledge they can ever want in a good way. It'll also it'll just dispel that illusional knowledge that one thinks they have to have.
Right, the right knowledge.
Yeah,
and non-dual knowledge is what we're talking about. We say knowledge, So that sounds just right. I don't think.
Yeah. So
it's an energy, and that's it.
We will lead them into the void for a time.
Maybe put them with the others. Perfect.
leave him into the void for a while.
That's an awesome energy. Very nice.
Yeah, it's nice to see that completion of Kundalini type of energy.
Okay. There, with our other void people that are doing awesome. Okay.
Yes,
So,
and meanwhile back at the void.
in the void. It's kind of like an apartment building. That's the top floor right now.
There we go.
The condominium. Anyway. Okay. Next. Shadowless, they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel good. It's got another nice clear
Clarity.
Shadowless. But they still are asking to be still completely. You know, it feels good though. It feels like there's quite a bit of clarity with this energy.
I just see for this one just to see the ocean and just to dive right into the heart of the ocean. Yeah.
What's happening? They went right in.
Right into the void.
They went right in, and then I saw the ocean and just light dispersing.
Right. So they're going to be in the void for a while as well. So go into the ocean of consciousness, and
they didn't hesitate.
Yeah. No, I felt for them that was a better entrance than doing the ultimate truth.
No, makes
so
sense.
He was.
I think they just had a little strand from the
Just the last little string to cut, a little filament, and that was it. So he's going up in the. Boy, we have a gathering up here in the.
Jeez.
Good thing there's a lot of room in the void. That's all I got to say.
It's endless. It's, go on for forever. No walls there.
No.
Okay. That was nice, though. Okay. Little pink one. Tidbit. Right away, springtime comes to blossoms. I do see some pink cherry blossoms. They're saying
nice.
they did reflect that for me.
She likes cherry blossoms.
And you see them and they're just beautiful. When they start blowing in the wind with the pink blossoms. Anyway. How can we help you today? Some kind of spirit energy or of the wind or tide, nature. I think that's more what this energy is. I don't feel. Yeah, wow, they're really very much just made of spirit. Not to say others. I'm not feeling there was ever any real embodiment, I don't think.
Right, it's just always been a spirit.
Right, yeah.
And is there something that they've come to for help or to aid, or what is it? For what reason have they come today?
Just to be present.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Be present.
Yeah.
And they feel very still, so.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
We'll
you.
let them. We'll put this over, and they can transfer into one of the crystals
That's
if they'd like to stay for a while longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take those.
Yes.
We'll
Exactly.
take those.
The spirit. It's nice to have that type of spirit around. And
Especially they brought those cherry blossoms. You can stay as long as you like. Absolutely. Because that is like a springtime. See, I got my.
Yeah. She's got her cherry blossoms. Yeah.
It's like a new, fresh start. That's what
Exactly.
that is about. So anyway. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I heard oatmeal.
Oatmeal. Are you hungry?
Maybe they're mushy. I don't know. I heard oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Just if I put out what's there.
It can only go up from here.
Hopefully it's got brown sugar.
Oatmeal. Okay.
Okay, so what about?
What about oatmeal?
We'll see what else is there, if it means anything at all. Oatmeal. They like oatmeal.
Okay, that's
see.
good. I'm glad you like oatmeal. I guess you like cherry blossoms. They like oatmeal.
They like
so
oatmeal. Hey, I like
there
oatmeal
you go.
too. So, but anyway, oatmeal's nice on a cold morning.
That it is.
Okay, so let's try to get, as we say sometimes,
Can we get
deeper.
a little deeper? Yes.
I think there is something with that oatmeal, but I think it is a little bit of, I don't want to say mush, but things are kind of mushy. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, not.
It's mushy in what way?
They just don't feel like they have the life.
Okay.
The life that they, their true, potential in life in there. It's kind of like it's just sort of this mushy old, thing. Even though they like oatmeal,
they don't have really any kind of convictions and stuff.
Yeah,
maybe they've just kind of gone along with the program or something. Yeah.
I'm sounding that is like part of their character.
Yeah.
Just, but nothing that really they can say is their heart and soul, maybe passion even, I don't know, but something that gives them that fire.
Right. So what I would say for this one is they need to take birth again and, find something to hold to. Find something they can have some conviction about or
And I'm hearing some joy about.
And some joy.
The joy is gone in many ways.
Yeah. So we'll ask if their guides and masters on the other side would come and to counsel this one.
Perfect. Yeah. I do see them coming around a bowl of oatmeal, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing. No, it's just kind of that image is there, but I mean
They're surrounding him. Yeah.
That's all that I mean. That particular feeling that he has within himself.
Right.
And that is starting to, always the good thing what I see is these images begin to start dissolving, fading, as a new energy begins to emerge. Right. And I do feel the surrounding of that love.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Because he needs to gain some backbone. He's lost his backbone somewhere along the way.
I think you said it perfectly, and that was exactly what this was about.
Yeah. He kind of became trampled in life and lost his backbone and lost his word. Yeah, he gave up. He gave up. He was domineered by something or someone and just, lost his
strength.
Yeah.
Anything that holds him.
Right. He needs to gain some of that back in a good way.
Right. And I think with this love will help him, as you were saying, take on a new form. Eventually will guide him in a good direction.
So he'll get to take rebirth again and gain that back. So
I think that's good.
Thank you for coming.
Okay. You never know what the first thing is going to be.
Well, I think I have to say oatmeal is one of the most unusual ones we've gotten.
I know, but I guess it's just the way they convey their communicate is just what do you do?
It's always interesting.
It's interesting, if anything. Okay, our last, but
it's
not
a special
least,
language.
It's special.
It's in a special language.
It's a special. Okay, back to our last one here, and so I'm hearing prayers.
Okay. What about prayers?
Should they continue praying?
What is it they're praying for?
for themselves and humanity, it sounds like.
Mhm. It's not that prayers are wrong, prayers can be beneficial, but understand that God's got everything under control. One can intercede for some things, just like we're interceding now for some souls that they would open. And so that's like an intercession for them. But again, you cannot you cannot override people's free will. If you understand that, if you understand that, you're fine.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, and that's an important information. I think from what you're saying, at least I'm feeling like they're relieved in a bit. Maybe they felt
compelled that they have to be like in prayer all the time. It's a responsibility, but it's not. It's not a responsibility to. You do the best you can. If somebody needs some intercessory prayer, that's another thing. But really, God has got everything under control if you get yourself out of the way.
See, that's great information, I think. And, I think, too, for this one, they felt a little like the prayer was giving them some protection.
Right. And one doesn't need to protect themselves. What are you protecting yourself from?
As soon as you said that, I felt a swirl of white light. It was very nice. Yeah. Kind of their way of, really.
If you've got God at the center, there's nothing you need to protect yourself from. Just stay in that truth of God within. That center of being.
It's nice. I see just a swirling white energy. They're really connecting with what you're saying, and I believe, at least it really feels like it's a relief to them. Something got freed up, like, that's not their work that they have to do, really.
Right.
That prayer can really get in motion, and I think it...
And there are some orders, that they are spent in prayer all day and stuff, and one can stay in that. But if you understand that God is in control, always has been, always will be, at the heart of no matter how bad it seems.
Whether there's prayer or not.
Exactly. That light of God is always there, and it will eventually right itself.
And I think that's excellent information. And so they're just kind of offering that swirl of white light to say, yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And so that's the last today. It actually went very rapidly today for how much information came through.
Yeah, because some of them were real quick.
Some were real quick, and then there were few
that
we had to take a little time with.
First one, but no, I think it's all good, and you just never know how it's going to flow.
Exactly. One never knows what kind of questions are going to come through, what kind of beings are going to come through, and what kind of information is going to come through.
We have no clue. Like we said before, we don't write this down.
We're
we don't
just
write
here.
a thing down.
We just hear and keep driving the tow truck.
Let's get back here. We'll put our hats on.
Keep throwing away the garbage. So that's it. So thank you everyone for coming. Namaste. And we'll see you later.
Maybe we need to get some more gas for the tow truck.
Maybe so.
Break.
I think it's time to gas up the tow truck.
Some more gas. We do. We're ready for that. Okay.
Exactly. Bye.